everybody, this is Marjorie. Look at me today. I mean, I think Sheehan think I'm joining the circus. Look, look at all my wee tassels. I mean, anyway, Sheehan, link down below. I've had some belters this week, haven't I? Oh, anyway, now, I went a wee walk, right? I thought, I'll go to the park. I'll have a wee wander to the park, see if anybody's about now. Anybody about? The old folks' home, right? They were having a picnic. I went, having a picnic at the old folks' home? I said, oh, that's lovely. I mean, that is nice, isn't it? And some of the old folk sitting there having their wee picnic, that could be their last meal. That could be the last thing they have. So that's nice, isn't it, that they're having a blast, you know, they're just sitting there like the teddy bears picnic, and they've got their rugs and their blankets and their hampers, and oh, says that's lovely. And then I'm looking about there and I'm going, I recognise that top. I says, excuse me. No, I didn't know a lot of them actually. And I says, where did you get your lovely top, hen? She says, oh, I got it from the St Andrew's Hospice shop in the High Street. I went, oh, that explains it, you know, because, well, as you know, Sheehan sent me all my lovely tops, didn't they? And the ones that I'm know that, you know, and I go into the charity shop and I says, oh, they look at me funny now because sometimes I need to go in and just kind of leave the bags and go, that's some stuff for you, and run away because they give me funny looks because they must look in the bags and go, what on earth? Where is this Dame Edna? Anyway, so there are all these wee old women, right, all sitting with my Sheehan tops having their picnic. I says, oh, this is lovely. Look at you. So, oh, they were as happy as Tom Cruise and Jimmy Cranky with a pair of Fitstools. Oh, it's lovely. Anyway, I'm looking about, right, I'm saying, I don't know if I've ever seen as many old folk in one place at one time. I mean, it was like a scene for that film. What's that film called? Cuckoo. Yeah, no Cuckoo. What's the name of the film where all the old folk and is there a spaceship? The aliens? What was it? Calcoon. I think it's Calcoon. Oh, that'd be nice. I've never been to New Zealand. I'm gonna Google that after this. Now, it's hilarious. You know, I sat on a bench, right? I was sitting on a bench and I'm just watching them. It was absolutely hysterical. I didn't even need to say a word. I'm just sitting there observing. It was like watching the telly. You've got some of them, they can't hear, right? So you've got the carers going, do you want another sausage roll? And they're going, Some of them can't see, right? You've got old Brenda. She can't see what she's eating. I think she was trying to eat one of the wee men at one point. She was putting her finger out and trying to poo. I think she thought it was a Willy Winky sausage. But he decided that it was quite warm and he'd taken his trousers off and she's trying to yank his Ouija off him. Anyway, he wasn't happy. He wasn't looking very happy about it anyway. So, and there's this woman, right? I'm sure she was on the verge of wetting herself. I went, it's not a picnic she needs, it's a kitchen roll and a bucket. And then sitting there, I'm just sitting there laughing away, looking at all these folk going, oh, this is lovely. This is what it's all about, isn't it? Community spirit and getting out and having a nice time. And whether you can hear or see or be able to contain your pee-pee, it's just about getting out and enjoying the moment. Well, that moment was interrupted. Fat boy, 2 doors down, see him stoating along the path. I'm like, oh no. So he plunks himself down beside me, right? And I'm saying, what? He says, look at all these old folk, Marjorie. I mean, there's folk everywhere. There's old folk swinging in trees and what voice am I doing, fat boy? What is fat boy's voice again? Oh, aye. Hello, darling. Honest to God, I mean, how long have I been telling you stories about fat boy? Anyway, well, I'm not editing. I'll just move on. I'll just move on. He's like, hello, darling. There are people swinging from trees and people sitting on the grass. There is people everywhere. It is very busy. It is very wild today. This is like the jungle. I says, the jungle? Is it? Is it like the jungle? But me Tarzan, you pain. He's like, oh darling, do not be like that. I says, right, just sit there and be quiet. Nobody will ken what's wrong with you, right? Every so often I'll fling him a bun. You know, if he opens his mouth, I'll just fling him a bun. That'll be it, fill him up. Anyway, so then Sammy, right? Sammy from 2 streets away. Well, he's walking by, right? And I says he's got this mark. He's got this mark in his horn. And I says, Sammy, now Sammy's a wee bit simple. Sammy, have you been bit? You've got a mark in your horn. Have you been bit? Now, Sammy's about, I would say he's about 75, and he says, well, I was bit by a duck. I says, oh no, you were bit by a duck? He says, aye, when I was about 5. I says, and you've still got a mark? Oh, he says, maybe it wasn't the duck then when I was... I says, I think it's fair to say it's not the same duck. If you've been bit by another duck, chances are it wasn't that duck when you were 5, 70 years ago. I've just got visions of this duck going along in a mobility scooter going... This wee duck, you know, in a neck brace, in his slippers and his a wee tartan rug on it, and his head in a clasp. Anyway, then I spots wee Betty. Oh, I love wee Betty. She's a right giggle. And I says, hello Betty, how are you getting on? And she went, oh yes. And I'm like, oh yes, what? And I says, how's your bones? The last time I was talking to you, you were all stiff and you were finding it hard to move. And she says, yes. I mean, it's a right conversation with wee Betty. And then she says, the physiotherapist phoned the other day and said, how was I getting on? And we were talking about all my bones and all my aches and pains and seeing what we could do. And she says, the physiotherapist, she says to me, how flexible are you, Betty? And wee Betty, she says, I can't make Tuesdays or Thursdays.